If I had told you that this complex looking design is as simple as ABC, you wouldn't have believed me. Welcome to Nedu Mr. Channel. I am Olabanjo Isaiah. In our discussion for today, I am going to show you how simple and easy this design is step by step. You are advised not to skip any part of this video as you may miss some vital steps. Now let's begin. The first step of this design is to make 3 stripes that are 1.25 inches wide. As you can see in the video, 2 of these stripes has been made already and some markings has been done on them. How we made them and how we do the markings will be done on this fabric. The fabric you are seeing here is 2.75 inches wide with one of its sides overlocked. Remember I said that we need a stripe that is 1.25 inches wide. That is to say, addition of 1.5 inches has been done to the required. That is what we are going to use as the folding. First, on the side that is not overlocked, we are going to fold at least 0.75 inch all the way down. Always cross-check as you proceed that it is 0.75 inch. Now we are going to lace this with emi gum. Now let's fold the overlock side. To do this, we are going to measure the required size of the stripe, what we want the size of the stripe to be, which is 1.25 inches. That is what we are going to measure all the way down, 1.25 inches. You can see how I am measuring it over and over again to ensure that I am making a perfectly straight stripe that is 1.25 inches wide. This is how to produce a stripe that is very uniform. Let's lace this also with emi gum. Now we are going to fold one end of it. Please note that this stripe is 29.5 inches long, which is much more than required. Make sure you notch it both corners like this, then burn it with lighter. Then you are going to lace it with emi gum. Congratulations, you just made your stripe. Now we are going to do the markings on it. The first thing we are going to mark is its center. Remember, this stripe is 1.25 inches wide. You are going to mark half of it, which is 0.125 inch. Then put a straight line. Please note that your markings on this stripe shouldn't be too visible. As you can see in this video, you can barely see the markings of the center that I just did. Let your markings to be a very light one, faded one. On this new center line, from the folded end, we are going to square up by 1.5 inches. From this mark point on the center line, we are going to mark 2.5 inches. Then we are going to mark half of this 2.5 inches, which is 1.25 inch. Then again, we will mark 2.5 inches, then half of it again. Now we are going to mark again 2.5 inches. With the pattern master ruler, we are going to produce a straight line at every mark point on the center line. The sequence of these markings, aside from the 1.5 inches that was marked from the folded end, is x divided by 2, x divided by 2, x. Thank you. So this was how the other two stripes were produced and the markings on them. The next thing we are going to do is to mark the point from which we want the 3 stripes to start from to the top of the neck. Here I'm going to mark 16 inches. Then I'm going to rule a very short faded line. This is the starting point for the 3 stripes. Now let me explain to you the essence of each markings on this stripe. First, note that we are starting with the center stripe. The center straight line is for the stitch line that will hold the stripe from the top to the bottom. The 2.5 inches space is to create the elegant pleat. The 1.25 inches space is a rest place for half of the side of each elegant plate formed from the 2.5 inches space. It's okay if you don't understand my explanation now. You will as we proceed. Now I am going to bring the other end of the 2.5 inches space close together. By the virtue of this, you will agree with me that the height of this folding at the center now is 1.25 inches. That is half of 2.5 inches, right? Now to the 1.25 inches space, we are going to run a straight line. Now we are back again at the 2.5 inches space. We are going to repeat again what we did to the first one. The same thing to the third one. Then we are going to come back to the center, then run a straight stitches all the way down to the neck. Now we will move to the second stripe. Since the markings on the stripes are the same, the sewing also will be the same and they are going to perfectly aligned. For this reason, I'm going to skip this point to avoid unnecessary repetition. Now we are going to press them all with iron. Now that we have pressed each foldings with iron, the gator produced at the center will be pressed to its center base to form the elegant pleats. If this video has added any value to your knowledge so far, please do well to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and also drop a comment for me in the comment section, please. All of this goes a long way in encouraging me to bring more educating videos like this to you. Thank you very much. You can see how beautiful and well aligned the plates are. Please do well to like the video, at least if you have not liked it so far, please. Thank you. Now we are going to square up by ½ inch from these pleats. Then we are going to run stitches on the markings. At this point, we are going to fix the neckline and the shoulder zipper. I have a tutorial for this already on the channel. You can click the link at the top right corner to watch the tutorial of how to sew a neckline with a zipper. Because the later markings that produced this beautiful design was a lot of guesswork, I create 3 new stripes to explain it better. So here is the stripe with the same stitches at ½ centimeter away from the elegant pleats that we just did. So from that same point where we have those stitches, we are going to measure 9 inches upward. Then we are going to mark also the half of 9 inches, which is 4.5 inches. We are now going to stitch the mark points too. Now that we have stitched all of the mark points, we are now going to divide their space also into half. That is, we are going to mark half of 4.5 inches, which is 2.25 inches, like what I'm doing right now. Because the stitching will be different this time, I need the markings to show on the back side of it. That's why I am doing this marking now. This is how we arrived at this junction. About the tutorial of how to fix the neckline and the zipper at the shoulder, you can check on this page for this video. It's already showing. Thank you. Now we are going to cut the fray threads and iron it from behind first. Then we are going to turn it to the front and iron again. With the help of the steam iron, we are going to dress the holes on it. So this is how to create this beautiful design. Like I promised at the beginning of the video, that it is as simple as ABC, and you too must have seen for yourself. So if you derive any value from this video, please do well to hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed to the channel. Like this video and drop a comment for me in the comment section. I'll see you guys again in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.